Hi everyone, and welcome to the second Meet the Artist. My name is Elizabeth Merton.
And I am Ina Allen, and we are curators at UH Arts. And today we are joined by ceramic artist Faye Munroe, who we are thrilled to welcome to talk to us about her work.
A little background. Hello, hi. Welcome. This interview is part of our digital alumni exhibition, which is launching in September. It includes shows for contemporary design crafts, illustration, photography and fine art. And we also have some really great online activities and events, of which this is one.
So welcome, Faye. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for me.
You are a ceramic artist and you studied at the University of Hertfordshire from 2010 to 2013. Is that right?
It was 2011. I did direct entry because I did a foundation degree, so I was able to go into the second year.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And you studied contemporary applied arts, which nowadays is known as contemporary design crafts, but the same course nonetheless. And you've since been a fellow at Dixwell Arts Trust, and you've also shown at Art in Clay, which is a renowned ceramic fair held at the grounds of the Hatfield House in Hertfordshire.
Yes.
So could you tell us a little bit about your practice and your career to date?
Okay. I started working with clay in 2005-06 when I did a visual creative studies course, and then I went on to do the foundation degree, went on to do the degree, and after the degree, I was able to gain a fellowship with Dixwell Arts Trust. I was just given that opportunity for 5 years, 3 years at Stevenage Farmhouse and 2 years at the Fenners. I was able to do art and clay with having that space for the fact that I had the use of a kiln. So it was from there, being at Dixwell and being allowed, given those 5 years to develop my work, which is why I still want to keep pursuing, keep making mine and still practicing today.
And clay is really key, isn't it? Like you said, once you found clay, that was it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the materials and how you work with clay.
Okay, I think I mean there are a few traditional methods of using clay. What people do, people use the wheel, people sculpt, they hand build, they slab build, they coil. And I think it was, for me, it was the projects that we were given at that time when I was doing the foundation degree, which kind of led me into the way that I make now. For me, it was just hand building, and that's where I found my way of making, and it just sat well with me, with the way that I work. I work intuitively. I work quite slowly because I like to figure out things as the way I make as I go along, and I think it just sat really well with me, my personality as well. So I hand build. I hand build with slabs of coils, but slabs, flat slabs. I like to experiment with joining clays together, sort of like rolling different clays into another. I like to see the tension and the possibilities of what happens within the kiln once it's in the kiln. Also the textures as well. I think in one of my projects, I couldn't decide which clay I loved the best, so I kind of made a collection, a group of vessels in different clays, and I just loved the aesthetic between as they sat together, but just the feel and the texture of them, which is why I think I decided when I came to the university to start joining them together, rolling them together and see how they work then. So I kind of like to, I don't really glaze my work, I just like the natural look of the people.
And how much improvisation can you do when obviously then you have to think about the drying time and sort of, so that the clay doesn't crack and so on. So how much can you sort of incorporate that into the making?
Well, I kind of have an idea of the final sort of like shape and form I want to achieve. But what I normally do, if leans that way, I'm kind of like receptive to that. That doesn't matter to me. I kind of like just that natural, the way the shape naturally forms. So, I kind of go with the flow. They may lean, They may, you know, twist, but I kind of like that look, so that nothing is the same shape, nothing is the same size.
And we'd love to hear more about the works we're going to have on the online exhibition. So I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about, is it the Vessel series?
Yeah, it's the vessels. What inspired those is I've started researching into my origin, and I think I was researching back to the transatlantic slave trade, in the sense I wanted to know more about my history. I thought me building piece by piece is just like a map for me of sort of like taking me somewhere. And that's what kind of came into play when I started building.
So the alumni exhibition that we're showing celebrates the skills and talents of the School of Creative Arts alumni. And obviously you, Faye, are an alumni as well. So could you share with us something that you learned at the University of Hertfordshire that's kind of helped you in your career?
Oh yeah, definitely. I picked up extra skills in terms of printing, which helped me when I was doing the big KPMG project in Watford. It's the biggest thing I've ever done. The help, the support in terms of the technicians and the teaching, and the people I met, and the workshop. It's a lovely workshop. I love working there.
Can you tell us a bit more about that commission? Because it's interesting that, again, like you said, the sheer scale of it as well is to work in ceramic and in scale can be quite challenging.
It was for KPMG. They're an accounting company. I was chosen for the plinth. I decided to do the world like detached with connecting to a metal frame. So, and using their colours as well. And it was the biggest task I have ever had to do in my life. But what I learned along the way was amazing.
That brings us nicely to the next question, which is, what would your top tip be for new graduates or new artists?
Be in the workshops as much as you can. Ask questions as much as you can. Do loads of research. Your tutors, use them, you know, and use the skills that other people have within the workshops.
That's great advice. I think that's absolutely true. You just don't know what you're going to absorb, do you, when you're there? And I love that thing about not holding back and asking.
That was another thing, just to get yourself out there, make your presence known. And, you know, it may not be instantly, may not be straight away. Just keep pushing.
Thank you so much. That's brilliant. And thank you for joining us today. It's been great having you and chatting and finding out more about your work. It's been really, really interesting. And a reminder to everyone that they can see more of Faye's work in the Art in Practice Digital Alumni exhibition on our website, www.uharts.co.uk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.